Of course, you'll be hugely disappointed. I think they were all quite close to the manager, but they've got to look at the performances throughout the year and take some responsibility of the manager leaving because the way they've played over the season. So the players have to take some responsibility. So it went up to them, that performance over the weekend, to show some fight. And what we saw was an absolute terrible performance. There was no personal pride in that performance whatsoever. I'd be ashamed if I was one of those players in that starting 11. I really would. And I'm all for loving your manager and being close to your manager and having some great years under that manager from when he took over to where he took them and finished 9th in the Premier League. Brilliant. But there'll be another manager in there next week. You know what I mean, Aid? And they're going to play for him. Do you think they'll still be thinking about Wilder in about 4 or 5 games' time when they're looking to get new contracts? Or, you know where I'm coming from, and they'll soon forget about it. But you have a duty to perform no matter what the circumstances. If you make yourself available for a professional football game, cricket game, rugby game, you have to deliver. If any of those players didn't want to play because they were upset by Wilder going, and I understand it, if they were upset and they thought they couldn't give their all, they had a duty to tell Heckingbottom they weren't in the right frame of mind to play that game. Because what we got was a shocking performance. And also embarrassing performance.
Heckingbottom coming out afterwards and basically saying that they're missing Chris Wilder. And I think it's part of the problem. And I kind of begin to understand now after that performance why a change had to be made, because it's become Chris Wilder FC rather than Sheffield United Football Club. And he ain't always going to be there. And so something had to be done. It almost became bigger than the club. So a lot of emotion has been shown over Chris Wilder's departure, which I totally understand. But it's about the club, which will always be there, whether Wilder's managing a team against them or, you know, whether he's managing the team itself. He will be
next year.
Exactly.
He will be managing against Sheffield United next year.
And he won't care about Sheffield United.
What's he going to say to his team? What's he going to say? I'll tell you what, we're playing against my old team today. I'm a fan of Sheffield United.
Exactly.
So what I want is you to go out there and just get beat 2-0. And then I won't tell you off. We won't have extra training. Get beat 2-0 because that's my club, Sheffield United. I'll tell you what he'll be telling his players when he lines up against them next season as a manager, which he could likely do, is go and beat them. This is how they play. This is how you beat them. Go and do it.
Well, he's gone. And the players had to do better than they did yesterday, whether they were upset or not. Billy Sharp coming out afterwards and saying it was an embarrassment. He's a genuine Sheffield United fan.
Yeah, he's right.
And he is absolutely spot on. And he's been let down by those players as well, those who were just walking around not doing anything. I thought that was a little bit of a disgrace yesterday from those Sheffield United players. It's not about one individual. It's about the club and about the fans.